left your characters, you had retrieved some fairly powerful weapon artifacts. Um, who ended up with the displacement cloak?
Me.
Mealy.
Okay. That works out. Rendell, you ended up with essentially a Outer Planes phone book.
You know, it suits.
And Marlowe, you ended up with the broiest of intelligent weapons ever.
Sentient weapons.
Yeah, yeah. I guess intelligent weapon is not a good term.
I don't know. Yeah.
For Shane Chadwick. However, during the night, you discovered your companion Mist has been abducted and taken God knows where. And that's where we'll pick up.
I forgot. Had we already woke everybody up, or was it just Chester and Marlowe sitting in the room?
I think you hadn't woken up everybody yet. I think everybody else is still asleep.
Well, she's gone. And we don't even know who was here.
I just said you're pretty sure it was a slot, and there's only one slot you know of that's still alive that you interacted with.
Was that the smell that was very close to my smell that we decided was a slot?
Yeah.
The cotton candy. Gotcha. Okay. Well, it looks like your boyfriend's back, Marlowe.
No, we killed him. This is my boyfriend's brother.
Right. So, I guess we have to evaluate our priorities now. Continue on our mission against this master guy, or, you know,
Well, I mean, we don't
track down
want to
Brohim. We don't. You're right.
Let's go wake Mealy and Full Moon. Maybe they'll know how to track her. Be able to figure out where she could go.
Sure. Great.
I'll try to go wake the sensei too. He's, lived a long time. He might have some ideas.
Okay. So who are y'all waking? Somebody go and wake Mealy?
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. So Mealy's room is relatively close, so that's going to happen first, and then Marlowe will get to you waking the master in just a second, or the Sifu in just a second.
Cool. So you get about a dwarf height knocking on your door.
All right. So I just sound like I'm sleepy still. What is it?
Wake up.
I just you hear rumbling, and I come to the door. I open it.
Hopefully you're dressed.
Yes.
You're needed.
She's a dwarf. She probably sleeps in her armor.
You know. Anyway.
So,
I'm gonna fill you in rather quickly.
All right.
You know, she's been taking slots. Maybe smells like them. Marla wants to rally everyone up and see what we can come up with.
all right.
And then I'm gonna head for Full Moon's room next.
Yeah. Hey,
Since
Full Moon,
he's a
were
pop-in.
you sleeping in your room, or were you pulling a Full Moon thing in somebody else's room?
Why would I be in my own room if I can share it with somebody else?
Okay, so it takes you a bit to find out who Full Moon was crashing with, because it was obviously not Mealy or Marlowe or anybody or Mist. So, but so it takes I'll say it takes like 5 minutes for you to find Full Moon. At around this point, you find the Sifu's door. The Sifu he's not actually asleep. He's meditating, but you do see some sometimes it definitely sounds like he's snoring, but he's in the meditative position.
Is the door open?
Mhm.
Okay. Marlowe kind of just leans in around the corner, and knocks on the inside of the wall like a good shaven and haircut knock.
Mm-hmm. One eye kind of comes open. What's wrong, Marlowe?
There's been an incursion, like not a huge one, but Mist is gone, and I think it was interdimensional ish.
He kind of sighs and creakily gets up from his position. Pops, show me. We'll see what. I don't like unannounced visitors.
Yeah, I remember. And he leads him back to the room.
Okay.
Kind of almost, like carrying him because he's old.
Okay. For Arindel and Mealy, you come. It's one of the instructors' rooms, and you hear just a. That you can definitely tell Full Moon was in. It's pretty easy to find. You understand how to track him down every once when you need to. When you knock on the door, you actually hear a "What the fuck" from a voice you don't recognize.
Full Moon, get dressed. You're needed.
Give me another 5 minutes, please.
You actually
Getting
get
to
out of my
part.
room, and you actually Full Moon. You feel like a prodding on your back, like trying to get you to move.
Oh, lower. Right there. Yeah.
I said move, and this time he actually takes a kick at you. I'm not gonna roll damage on it, but like he's strong enough not to hit any of your vital points, but it hurts.
After all that cuddling, and all I get is a kick. Fine. Grab my clothes, put them on, and make my way out.
So there's Mealy and there's two dwarves at the door to this place, looking. Well, Rindle never looks tired anymore, and Mealy looks like she just woke up herself.
Oh, good morning. Did you guys come to join the cuddle party?
No, it's not really morning yet either. Mist has been abducted by Slods, I'm pretty sure. So we're probably going to have to do something about that sooner than later. We're rallying the troops right now back at Mist's room.
Can we wait till morning? If she was here, she'd want us to wait till morning.
I'm pretty confident that you would not want us to wait until morning if you were abducted against your will.
Well, that's me. That's not her. Come on. We're different people.
I try not to live with double standards except where I'm involved, so let's go.
Fine. Where are we going anyway?
Mist's room. We're meeting Marlowe and the Sifu there.
But she doesn't have a room here.
She does have a room here. We've all been assigned rooms. You just choose not to use yours.
When did this happen?
Day one.
That would explain why I saw my name on a random door. So where do we begin?
You're muted.
Muted.
You're muted.
And discussing our tracking options once we get with Marlowe and the Sifu. Otherwise, we're going to have to go somewhere to find information. And that's never as cheap.
Okay, I guess I'll head to her room.
Okay. So you guys all meet up in the room. You actually all kind of arrive around the same time. It's exactly how you left it. Weird, slimy crap on the ground, and
Is Frost still there?
no.
Oh, there goes my mustache idea. So is anything of Mist possibly here?
Tucker, you're muted now too. You're muted software-wise.
Question for you. Is it anything along the lines of Mist still here? Like clothing or something else that she has?
The only thing that's actually here is it looks like the bag of holding is here.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab the bag of holding. It's like, oh, she left us the bag. Thank you, Mist. Then I'm gonna try and get closer to my face and smell it and see if I can get a scent.
Okay, make a survival check with advantage because of your lycanthropy. Lycanthropy, I should say.
It can be whatever you want. It's your world.
uh, what else is everybody doing while Full Moon is sniffing this bag?
Rindo is reviewing his book of rituals for any spells that might assist in training or in tracking. Wow, I can talk today. In tracking across planar boundaries, which I'm pretty confident there isn't one. But
Yeah,
I'll look.
most divination spells are relegated to the plane you're on. They're very specific that they don't go past that. You're going to need probably some type of artifact or seeing crystal to do so.
So for some reason, roll 20 doesn't seem to want me to roll. So I give a +3 if someone else can help.
You're not showing up as being in roll 20 right now either.
Yes, it's telling me that I am, and then it won't let me roll.
You got a 14. Oh, actually, give me a second because you had advantage. So, yeah, you got a 14. So, it's I mean, it smells like mist, but her scent's all over here, but it doesn't look like she left. It looks like she just kind of popped out of existence, on her bed.
Well, anything I find, I pass the information.
Okay. While you're going there, you see more of that gunk. Yeah, it looks like she was abducted by a slot. Like that's easily confirmed with the scent because you can also smell it. You can smell the slot of what you remember of it. So it's definitely the same one.
So are we really sure she wants us to save her? Because, I mean, we have her bag, and I think that's what we really care about right now. I'm sure she'd want us to go and get training, become stronger, and then follow her lead and find her so we could save her.
Well, I just want to put it out there, if that's the way that you're going to look at it. The way her bag works, if she put the item in the bag, she's the only one who can get it out.
I try to turn the bag inside out.
Okay. So a bunch of crap just spills out all over the floor as soon as you turn it inside out.
Problem solved. I put everything back in the bag.
Was there anything just totally weird in that bag?
Oh, there's
A lot of weird stuff, I'm sure.
There's a lot of
She
weird
say
stuff
she
in
put
that
stuff away.
bag. I have a list. I will get to you guys. There was like 3 different costumes in that bag for her other job. There was a bunch of like nautical like accoutrement. There was that book, which as soon as that book hits the ground, there's a weird is in that bag.
There's
Rendell's
a book. I like books. I'm gonna scoop up the book and see what it is.
It's a treatise on blood magic.
Well, this is mine now. I'm putting that in my bag where it rightly belongs.
And your auto quill.
I thought I had all those backs because you said it finished copying, or did she steal it?
Well, but you had it in the bag so they can continue copying.
Yeah,
Wasn't
you
that
had it in the
what-
But it
bag.
finished.
Yeah,
But it finished.
but you took your copy out. You didn't take the original.
Oh, gotcha. So
Remember,
now I've
because you
got
didn't
the-
want to carry the original around with you.
Well, that's my current level of trust. Yes.
You don't
Yeah,
trust me?
For those of you
We're
who
friends.
are magically sensitive, which is actually all of you right now, yeah, you feel something when that book hits the ground. You hear you don't hear it as much as feel it, but it's like a bell went off.
Ah, shit. Thanks, Full Moon. Here, put this back in your bag. I'm giving Full Moon that book with instructions to put it back in the bag of holding, and I'm putting my quill thing back in my pocket.
Okay.
Sensei, Sifu.
Yeah.
There may be another incursion very shortly of a different variety.
What kind of incursion?
None that you need to worry about, especially
Of
for Leo
the
right now.
inevitable kind.
I'm sure they will follow us.
When you say the word inevitable, he narrows his eyes at you.
I don't know. I don't know what they are. I've never seen one.
Mist may have procured something that we were keeping in the bag for safekeeping, and when it touched the ground, it's very possible that the other parties who have an interest in it have contacted their parties, which will then in turn send parties who don't know any better as to the ownership after us thinking they're returning it to the incorrect owners.
Okay, the Sifu actually, like, as you start saying all this, is like you could see his eyes like tracking something, like, and then shakes his head. Okay. One problem at a time, I guess. So who do you think took your friend?
Slods.
Temple, right?
Hmm?
Or was it Zetz?
It was it. Uh,
We just don't know where. Is there like, do you have some mystical way of figuring it? I can help you meditate.
well, if they might have returned to their home plane, but I don't. Once you get to Pandemonium, things get complicated. Even if you can get to Pandemonium,
How do you spell that?
Pandemonium.
Thank you.
Things get
Marlo?
really complicated. It is a plane of unending chaos. Just being there can drive people mad.
Luckily,
Marlo?
she was mad before she went, so that's one side effect we shouldn't have to worry too much about.
That's true. She might just fit right in.
Marlo, by chance, does this sloth type stuff smell like your baby daddy?
He gets down there and sniffs at it, but he doesn't want to touch it because he's been
Make a
worried that there's
survival
like
check.
tadpoles.
You
I'm
inhale
gonna
too
say this
deeply.
is a pretty rough DC for you. You have no like natural scent ability.
You have to get real close.
And like the whole time he keeps like looking back, like to make sure that Full Moon's not gonna like push his head down in it.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation it up into his face.
This is awkward. I haven't even had breakfast yet.
Yeah, oddly, because you rolled a 20. Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't. I'm looking at the wrong.
I'll take the 15. What is the 15 plus what?
I bet you it's actually only a 17. Yeah, it should only be a 17. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So it smells slightly like candy, but other than that, you don't really know. It's similar to what you remember, but it's more of a problem of you don't really remember what the slods smell like because you were in the abyss at the time, and you didn't really sniff the slod.
They were interested in other types of physical contact.
Yeah,
There's no real love in that relationship.
no. but yeah, the Sifu just if you travel to the plane of pandemonium, things will get. It's composed of 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 an infinite number of small planetoids would be the only term I have for it. Uh, Basically floating rocks with their own gravity.
Oh, so if we go there, we can have our own planet.
If that's the way you want to interpret it, yes. Unfortunately, also these things hit each other quite common, and when they do, they birth stars in the material plane.
Mr. Snafu, sorry to interrupt you. I know something important you were talking about. Do you know of anyone that we could use to help us find our friend, so that we can bring about whatever danger that's headed this way, away from your sacred place?
I have no real contacts on the plane of pandemonium, but if you go to Limbo, to the Temple of the Githzerai, they might be able to assist you.
Yeah, more temples.
But
What years
they
by
don't
chance,
like
Scott?
visitors very much.
Oh, we're not visitors. We're pretty much family. What year is it, Scott, by chance?
It's sorry, 553 of the human era.
Temple Tour 553. Sounds good.
You gonna get a shirt made?
That would be it'd be interesting. You can always make one.
I survived.
Temple Tour 553. Yeah. So can we get directions then, so we can be on our way? Because you guys woke me up, and apparently it's super important. We need to find them. So I think we need to get going.
If you want to talk to the Githzerai, you will have to go to their temple in Limbo. It's the only spot that actually stays the same in Limbo. So.
Oh, it's just one single temple? That should be easy to find.
So does that mean we get directions?
You can check the library. There should be some planar maps for the temple.
Ooh, planar maps. Excellent. Let's make copies.
You know, I plan to make our way to the library as soon as we can.
Okay. Chester, you're muted again.
As we walk, I'm going to ask the Sifu what he thinks about my paper.
It was a interesting dissertation. You will make a good scholar one day. Once you settle down, I can easily accept you into the temple. I will caution you. I am putting your dissertation in the forbidden section of the library.
That's fair. I can peruse that as the master, though, so that works out well.
Well, that's where we're going, anyways. The planar maps are. Well, they're just knowledge. There is some knowledge that should be constrained to those that can handle it.
That's fair. And as the master, I will also agree with these terms of, controlling knowledge.
Well, as we're having the conversation, I plan to keep my eyes open for anything that looks interesting so we can grab it. I mean, research it.
Like in the library or in the forbidden section?
In the forbidden section, because we're heading there, and I got a bag that does not have a bottom.
Okay, so you guys go to the forbidden section. For most of the part, there's very few bound books in the forbidden section. Most of them are scrolls. These are very, very old. Include the map of the plains is also in a scroll. He goes. He looks in the planar wheel. You see if the typical planar wheel. And he kind of pulls that out, looks at that, and then goes down to a section, and he actually hands you a planar map. While he's distracted, Full Moon, I want you to make a sleight of hand check.
Well, I'm not going to try to steal anything. That would be wrong to do. Hey, what's that over there?
Okay. So but you are trying to stuff some interesting scrolls into your bag of holding, right?
Yes, that's the plan. I'm going to roll right now on those lines for it, but nothing that looks like it's sensitive or something that looks like it can't be replaced.
No,
You know what I mean?
basically, I'm gonna give you a bunch of spell scrolls. So it depends upon how high you roll it, of how much. Yeah, you
Not
get
very
it.
well, but I'm just going to grab what I can grab. Just something that doesn't look like it's irreplaceable. Just something that looks like it's been mass produced, but just kind of left there.
Okay, you get. You don't know what the spell scroll is yet, but you think you grab like 2 scrolls. And stuffed it into the bag while the master was looking, or the Sifu was looking for the map. At which point he gets the map out and he kind of presents it to either Marlowe or Rindle. It looks like either one of you could take it. And it doesn't actually look like a map so much as it just looks like like coordinates. But instead of it being like lat long where there's 2, there seems to be 5 different coordinates on this. Like,
Should be good enough to work with my carriage.
When Marlowe goes to look at the map to
Mhm.
grab it, he looks down at his hand, and then he just face palms himself, and then he rubs his ring.
Okay.
I'm so stupid, guys. I'm so stupid.
Rindle just kind of looks at Full Moon like, "Are we surprised by this?"
Yeah, we nod. We've been telling you this.
Then as he rubs his ring, he's like,
You're
"Hey,
not stupid,
hey,
bro.
buddy."
Like, you're the smartest guy I've ever met.
Yeah. You too. I didn't mean. I mean, you're my buddy too, but I was trying to talk. Sorry, I was trying to talk to my ring.
Yeah, I know you were. Well, but
No, that's
Oh,
what he's
oh,
saying to the
yeah.
spear.
okay. I'll be quiet, I guess. You get the sense
Well-
that he's doing this even though he has no fingers. Interject.
Well, no, I mean, don't be sad.
No, I got you,
mean-
Bo. I got you. You need to eat.
All of my recruitments get personal time. So does he get an answer on the ring?
Yeah. Oh, hello. Have you just
Hey.
had your wish?
Well, maybe. I got my friend's in trouble.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, if I were to wish her back here, is that something you could do?
It depends. Where is your friend?
Maybe Pandemonium. Have you heard of that place?
I have. So, I could possibly give you a location on Pandemonium as a wish, but actually getting her back here is beyond even my power.
Like, could you give me her location in Pandemonium? We can get there. Or like a way to track her?
I can definitely try. Give me a sec. Do you have a name and something of hers? By the way, there's just like weird.
Oh yeah,
like-
we got tons of crap. We turned her bag inside out. Yeah, and he runs over and is there anything still left on the ground, or
There's some like fur
did
and
someone get
stuff.
it all put away?
Okay. So the fur kind of dissolves in your hand.
Her name's Hey, did anybody ever get Miss last name?
It just
Does
disappears.
she have a last name?
Out of
Yeah,
character,
just-
no,
your
she
sword
did
would
not
know.
have a last name.
Remember your character, your sword would know. Remember, she said, "I have a last name." She was talking to the sword when she was holding the sword.
Mhm.
So if your sword remembers,
Oh
possibly
yeah,
she has a
the
last
sword actually was a. Oh, her name's Miss Toby, right? That's what you told me, bro.
Didn't Full Moon have a piece of her chrysalis for when she did her
But
thing? Because he collects things.
the fur is fine. it disappears, and then minute goes by, 2 minutes. I'm sorry, Marlowe, but she seems to be somewhere protected from divination magic. But she is no longer on Pandemonium, I can tell you that.
Oh,
But this will not count as your wish, for I could not deliver.
oh. Well, I appreciate that.
By my estimates, I think she may be back on the material plane.
Oh,
That I can work with.
well, thank you. That was very helpful.
You're very welcome, Marlowe. Then the thought fades.
Marlo, who are you talking to?
That was you guys did not hear that. Marlowe, you're the one that heard that one.
Oh, I was talking to my ring. It says that Mist is actually probably back on the material plane, but I don't know where, and I can't find it out.
Okay, do you want to ask my rings?
Sure, if they talk. And he.
Okay. Did you actually talk to Full Moon's ring?
I mean, I don't know. We should talk to whoever we've got. Should have done that earlier. But it seems
So-
like. Sorry, go ahead.
So Rindle has a method of divination via ritual on this plane. You said earlier in that
Yeah.
ritual book.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Then I would like to commence preparations for said ritual.
Okay, let me look up scrying. Give me a second. Because I know there's actually some things involved with this. And
That doesn't actually specify that it's a ritual, though.
I thought for sure it was a ritual. Give me a second. I know you have something,
Okay. I choose to believe you.
but I
We
need
can
to
just
figure
cut
out what you have, and then we'll.
I'll write the word ritual in my book for you if it helps. I like that spell.
For those viewers that are just joining us, we are currently looking for a friend of ours who is currently lost. If you tuned into our last episode, you can figure out that she was captured, and we are on her trail currently right now. And for all you faithful viewers and returning viewers, you're already up to speed, so keep watching.
Okay. Agorary is not going to help.
So now we have this time. I got to bug both Chester and Chris because I still need information on your guys' characters. I keep trying to message you guys in Hangouts, but you guys don't want to respond.
Okay.
Just throwing that
So,
out there.
Divination
uses
is what
Hangout?
level ritual?
yeah, so you could use divination. Yeah, basically you have access to divination is the only one that's going to help. You could also try to commune with plants. But I don't think that'll help at all.
So
Okay.
I don't really have okay, it doesn't have to be my god. A god or a god's servants.
Or a
Gotcha.
devil or whatever.
Oh. Well, that's just faster to ask my own devil to run fun stuff there. But sure, I will use the divination ritual for shits and giggles. It'll be fun.
Okay.
Which god is that?
I don't know. because my list is fairly small for Scott's World on Gods, as I'm learning as we go. I know we had a recent conversation with Shar, so we probably shouldn't bug her again so soon.
But you have your book on people to bug, don't you?
I do have a book on people to bug.
Maybe you can ask the dreamer.
Yeah, let's do that. That's hers. I like it.
Okay.
I am going to use
Okay.
divination to contact the dreamer. I don't sleep, so reprisals should be rather minimal towards me.
Okay. The thing is so as much as you don't sleep, when you activate divination, like for the first time in a very long time, you see Ringel's eyes close. He looks like he's asleep. He's not technically asleep, but your eyes close, and you're just staring at this mass of swirling tentacles. Ask your question.
I'm looking for your servant, Mist Toby. She was kidnapped by Slods, and she is much needed.
I see a belt of crystal, 7 moons in the sky, and arcane devices that run on rails and ships that swim in the sky.
Awesome. That was very not helpful, but I will work with it. So,
And men of metal
Men of Metal.
and creatures born of ancient shifters.
I'm sure that means nothing to Rindle, so I'm going to pretend like that means nothing to me.
Okay.
I will thank the dreamer for his time, and then if the spell continues, I imagine I'm just kind of still floating there, and I
Okay.
will ask what it's like to be a permanent dreamer.
I will wake soon. Hopefully, I will not destroy your planet when I do. And that should be the end of your spell.
Awesome. Upon
Hey,
snapping out of it, I will repeat everything that I just learned.
Okay. Yeah, there's the DC is way too high. You guys have no idea what he's talking about.
I will ask the Sifu if any of those words mean anything to him. And is there an expert on planar cartography that we might be able to consult?
I would say you would have to discuss it with one of the archmages. It muted again.
Where can we find one of those?
You'll have to go to Ravinia, be the nearest one. Please note her dabbles looking into areas such as this have done things to their minds. They are not sane individuals.
Neither's the guy who's trying to kill us, so it seems like it's just that kind of a day. Well, everyone, Ravinia, who's in?
I don't think we need to go there. I think we should go and talk to the those first people you said, the people in Limbo.
I guess Sarai?
Yeah, the Githzerai.
Very well. Uh-oh. You have the coordinates. As I said,
Thank
they
you.
are a strange people. Essentially immortal. They tend to be paranoid.
Okay. Is there anything we should say when we get there?
I would be cautious of anything you say when you get there. They are psychically endowed. Don't try to lie, they will know it.
Okay, sounds like a good idea. I think maybe we should go now, pretty quickly. Sorry, I'm trying to roll something and it's not working.
Okay. What are you trying to roll?
I was actually trying to roll a really bad bluff check
Hmm.
on the Sifu.
Okay.
But yeah, he probably knows.
All right. So you guys heading out?
If everybody's ready.
Yeah.
Were there any other votes as to which of the two locations that we're going to?
Oh,
Because
well, and
Marlo
if
and I have
anyone,
both listed 2 different spots. Is anyone else chiming in?
well, and my guess is that you're all wisdom is high enough to know that Marlo is bluffing too. He wants to go where Rindle wants to go.
You guys go to Ravinia?
Yeah.
Okay.
So before we leave, I'd just like to double check with my club that I've had a chance to establish and try to work things out with the local people for trade and things like that to increase the not so much size but the comfort level of our little sanctuary that we started.
Okay. You get with your leader. He'll like, yes, brother Full Moon, we will continue our efforts. We will spread your gospel to the and continue to shape the worship of the Dark Lady.
Very well. Good morrow.
Fair travels, friend. So you guys are heading to Ravinia?
Yeah, but when we get out of the room, hey, so I was wondering if maybe we should take a, shortcut through another plane again, and maybe when we get there, we should take the book out again. Like, I'm really, really happy and pleased that no one showed up to like arrest us all and take us back, but they're probably going to show up eventually.
Oh, that's probably a given. At the very least, maybe not the inevitables. It could be servitors of he who thinks he owns my book and does not.
So I'm thinking maybe we should take leave a trail that doesn't exactly lead to where we're going.
Okay. So what are you guys doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's make our way there. Use your carriage to know how to get there.
You do know. So I will tell you. So Ravinia is literally on a different continent. So yeah, you're gonna probably have to go through the plains in order to get there, anyways, unless you want to charter a ship. And even then, from here, that would be a 2-month journey to get to Ravinia without using.
Yeah, huh? Look into shortcut because we're just gonna be constantly attacked and harried by people trying to kill us if we don't.
And Rindle, while you're not exactly most familiar with Ravinia, being who you are, you probably would have been there. Ravinia is literally the biggest city on the planet.
I've probably conducted business with people to and from there. Got it.
Primarily, it was the only city to really escape when the Elven Empire fell, the cataclysm that basically destroyed the Elven Empire. So it's just expanded out. It's rough. Well, it's not the population. It's roughly the geographical size of Los Angeles. So it's huge. But getting to the wizards, but otherwise it's actually fairly well laid out. It's not really a grid system. It's more of a like spokes on a wheel because it expanded outward.
Does Marlo know if there's a temple in Ravinia?
There's 3.
of the monk temples.
That's how big
Oh.
the city is.
Which means there's probably 4. 'Cause I'm paranoid.
So for you guys, there are 3 monk temples. There are two of the Archmage towers are there. Basically, the 2 that aren't Gargamel are there. There is the August Sanctuary is on an island just off of Ravinia, which is the headquarters of the Inquisition. It is weirdly, if you look at the map, it is almost dead center of the map is centered on Ravinia. The world map is centered on Ravinia. So,
Which 3 monk temples?
I don't have my notes with me right now, but I'm trying to remember. The Way of the Open Palm is there. Let's see. I'm trying to remember it by the ones that aren't on your continent or Akira. The grappling one, whose name I can't remember right now, and the Way of the 4 Elements are all there. But yeah, it's huge. But what plane are you guys going to first? Because you have to plane shift and then wait 24 hours and then plane shift again.
So, and he turns to Rendell and Full Moon. Do either of you know what time is like in Limbo? Like, if we were to pop through there?
Do I know what time is like there?
So the Chaos Planes, which are Pandemonium and Limbo, it's weird. Like, you can end up in you can actually travel backwards in time if you plane shift to Pandemonium. Limbo doesn't have it that bad, but it's a chaotic mess. You could end up if you waited 24 hours, you could end up 2 seconds from when you left, or you could end up 200 years.
So that's probably a bad idea.
Yes.
Well, we have time. Think about it. We have 200 years pass. I don't think Mist is going to be needing us anymore.
That's a good point. I guess.
We're trying to look for her, and you can say that we've looked for her for over 200 years and we still weren't able to find her. I'm pretty sure that we can give up by then.
What if she, like, in that little time while she was there, no, in Pandemonium, what if she's like 200 years older?
You can call her Sifu.
Or what if she went back in time and she's now 50 years younger?
I don't think people reverse age. They just go back in time. So now she would just be 50 years older than the last time we saw her.
But if you went back in time 50 years, you'd be 50 years younger, right?
No. That's not how that works.
If she went back in time 50 years, we still have 50 years to find her, plus the time we have. So we've got plenty of time to try to find her.
Yeah, that's true. It wouldn't be late.
Yeah, Rendell's just not going to humor this conversation anymore, and he's going to cut through the abyss again, because it seems to be the only safe place that we've found so far where time moves in a conducive manner.
Safe.
I mean, if I knew somewhere better in the 9 hells where I got peeps, that'd be cool, but I don't, so...
True enough. You could, of course, go to the upper planes if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think
or
that's...
the near plane, although the near plane's probably not a good idea considering that you guys have a stolen book.
Listen, they can't find it. It's within a bag of holding on different planes. Like, that's cup within a cup within a cup. Not going to help. We're going to have to destroy that thing pretty soon. Ooh, where can we destroy the book on the way?
It's a book, dude. Like,
It's magic. It could be protected.
Can we just leave it someplace? And then they won't be after us anymore?
Yeah.
No, I'm either keeping it or destroying it. I've already had it taken from me once, and I want to go through this again.
Well, did you want to make a copy of it before we destroy it?
Already done.
What if we just like gave it back? So we're only like borrowing the book.
No, you shouldn't have stolen
What?
it from me in the first place. It's the principle of the matter now.
so to the abyss then. Okay,
I'm driving.
Apparently,
Yes.
driving. So
so you
I
guys
did leave it up
hop
for the
into
vote.
the abyss. Rindle, go ahead and give me a D100. See if anything happens to you guys while you're in the abyss. Okay. Um, I wouldn't say it's a restful night. The fortunately because it is Grat's carriage, there is not any kind of real attack, but there is definitely you've attracted some attention. Um, specifically, there seems to be a familiar Merilith that's kind of eyeing your carriage. Um,
I'll wave.
is Marlowe in?
Let me ask his secretary. And I knock on the side. Ezekiel, is Marlowe in?
who wants to know?
I thought maybe we could have some fun. I so loved juggling with him last time.
It's Marlowe's juggling partner.
How because we have to wait 24 hours. When does she show up in that time frame?
She would have shown up about 4 hours from when you leave.
Marlo, get out.
Oh, there you are.
Well, hey, how have you been?
Oh, very nice. Very well. I was hoping that
So it
maybe.
seems like you figured out that I am not Bob.
Oh.
I did not think that would fool you for long.
No, it did not. Still, you still have my master's carriage, I see. Are you having fun with it?
Oh yeah, it handles like a dream.
That it does.
Have you ridden in it or on it?
I've ridden in it once or twice. It was a stimulating experience.
Oh, you rode on it.
Yes. And I would not be opposed to doing so again.
So you said you wanted to have some fun. What were you thinking?
She eyes the carriage knowingly, and oh, but you have guests, don't you? Perhaps you would like to.
Well, technically, I'm the guest. I mean, the carriage is my friends there.
Well, if you have the time, she eyes the Hard Rock abyss, which is also a hotel. You could get a room.
Marlo, we have time. Just make it quick.
Does he know how to do it any other way?
Marlo is just trying to figure out the logistics of that.
Well, yeah, especially because she's a large-sized creature. She like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and a snake from the waist down, right?
yeah. And you're pretty sure she would suffocate you.
I mean, that sounds amazing and awesome, but I don't think. I mean, I don't want to develop a reputation down here. You understand?
Make a persuasion check. Or deception. I don't know either way which one you'd prefer. I think they're the same for you, though, aren't they?
They're the same.
Marlo hasn't stopped talking about you since we left.
Oh. I will remember this slight, Marlo, and then she stalks off.
Oh, where are you going? I thought we were gonna
She goes
juggle.
off on a huff.
You might want to chase her down, Marlo.
She did not look happy. Don't you know what you're supposed to say to a lady? Jeez.
Well, what's he supposed to do? I mean, now maybe I have to, but like how?
I'm sure
What do I
she
even
already
do?
has
She
a strategy in
disappears
mind.
into a alleyway somewhere. You have no idea where she went.
I'm fairly confident that she would not have approached you if she didn't have a strategy in mind to get what she wanted.
I think maybe we should go.
Well, Marlo, when a man and a
I
woman fall in
think
love,
maybe she's gonna come back with her boss.
Well,
that
then maybe
escalated
you should
quickly.
accept her little deal.
For most of you that actually have, which would be everybody except Marlo, weirdly, the Marilith was probably going to eat Marlo.
Is anybody else seeing a problem with this? He's gotten through worse. He'll be fine. So yeah, there's not really anywhere to run on this plane in a giant carriage that screams Grat's name on the side. So I don't really see a point going anywhere.
So you guys clamber into the carriage again?
Yep.
Looking for places that would possibly be able to get rid of the book. Maybe some kind of magical fires, or a place that we could probably find something to help incinerate the book. Because
You could
before
probably
we were
just
here,
toss it into the river Styx, which is right.
Oh, I like that idea. Let's do that. I'm going to drive the carriage over there and grab that book, make sure it's the actual book and no one's playing a game with me, and toss that bitch into the river.
Okay.
I hand over the book.
I verify it since I wrote it. And if happy, it goes into the river.
Okay. Blue. It seems to be disintegrating as it sinks. But
Does it make a sound when it hits the water?
kind of a.
No, I know, but I was saying from
Did it
last
make
time.
the bell sound when we took it out of the
Correct.
bag?
Oh,
Yep.
the psychic sound. It does, but it's different this time. Like you hear the initial impact, but then instead of it like ringing, it's more like if you hit a cracked bell, it just kind of. It's this horrible sound when the ring starts to happen.
Well, that's handled. No more evidence.
Mm-hmm. Because that's how that works.
As far as we know.
So
Brenda
4
was
hours
very
pass
lawful-minded.
without incident. You guys
How
head in.
close are we to the Hard Rock?
Mile.
Would you like me to drive you back to the Hard Rock, Marlo?
Yeah, I want to go back and look at their stuff.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
drive Marlo back to the Hard Rock.
It's the same thing of every hard rock ever.
So is there anyone at the front desk?
Yeah, there's a weird kind of insectoid creature.
And do I see my book that I left there?
Uh-huh. Actually, you do. I forgot about that book. Weirdly, no one has been signing that book.
That's very odd.
It seems like most of these creatures are fairly aware of what that book is.
So I'll walk up to the front desk and go, it seems I've left my book here. I'm going to take this and move it out of the way for you guys. My apologies.
You speak Abyssal? You don't, right?
I do not.
Okay, you just hear like a weird guttural sound.
Oh, you're welcome, good sir. Or ma'am.
It just kind of waves you off.
I go into the shop
Mm-hmm.
and I point to the instruments hanging on the wall.
Mhm.
Hey, if someone wanted to buy something like one of these, Do you know where they could go to do that?
You would have to. These are more artifacts of the material plane. You could probably pick one up. You could pick one up and it starts listing off a lot of names you don't recognize, but one is Earth. The other one you hear the words O Earth, which is weirdly derivative of the plane you just heard, and Eberron.
Well, I didn't so much mean like exactly these. I mean just like instruments in general.
Like on this plane?
Sure.
Yes, there's Morty's instrument depot.
Is that close?
It's about 2 miles towards the towards the wall, and indicates the direction.
Well, thank you.
Of course. You going to the instrument shop?
Hey, Randall, could you take me on another errand?
I look at my imaginary watch and say, pretty sure I still have some time to burn. Why not?
Okay, so you go to the music store.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's littered with a whole bunch of different instruments. There's guitars you saw at Hard Rock. You see instruments you do recognize: pianos, harpsichords, harps, like viols, violins, all that kind of stuff. You also see strange boxes with a bunch of knobs and dials that have plugs leading into the wall, like weird ropes that lead directly into walls that make ungodly sounds. You don't even know how they can be musical with what looks like keyboards attached to them. Yeah, you also see instruments that I can't even describe because they don't exist on our world. Things that require multiple mouths to play and like 6 arms.
Maybe I should get the Merilith one of these. She's got 3 mouths and 6 arms.
Who's he talking to?
He's actually. What did Rindle go into him with into the
I was
shop?
hoping he
With?
was talking to you.
Rindle was still sitting on the carriage outside.
There is, by the way, a Quasar just sitting there, like it looks like he's reading a sheet of music, or he's like writing something down on a sheet of music, and then everyone stops, crumples it up, throws it away, and you can see like a trash bin full of these papers. Like he's trying to write
Back issues of the Rolling Stone magazine.
Okay. Just a second, and he'll walk out the door.
Mhm.
Hey, Rindle, can you come in here with me? I could use your help.
Sure. And Rindle climbs down and enters into the music store.
So there's a lot of stuff in here. I was wondering, does any of it look like, it might be powerful, like be magical?
You get Arcana check, Rindle. Or do you want to just cast Identify as a ritual? Or Detect Magic as a ritual?
I figured that might take too long and the closet wouldn't appreciate it.
You have no idea.
This is why I try not to roll on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
Rindle has no idea. Everything looks completely alien to him. He knows nothing about instruments.
Yeah, to Rindle, actually, all these things look magical. It's like they don't make any sense.
So,
do you want to do an Arcana check to see if you can identify anything?
You could just ask the proprietor.
yeah, I don't trust anyone in this.
You actually see one thing. Looks like a loot that is more expensive than the rest of the loots in here. It's very finely made. You get kind of a sense of magical energy off of it.
Okay. I go up and I want to talk to the closet. Hello, good sir.
Yes.
So, but maybe we can make a deal.
I make deals. That's what I do here. And
Why? Well, so first of all, this strange contraption here with the 3 mouthpieces. How much it cost? What does it sound like? Looks like it can play in harmony. That's pretty cool.
It allows it can play a full chord. It sounds like if you were to. He's looking. He kind of looks you over. A full brass band coming from one creature, but it requires a very specific anatomy. It doesn't look like you have that anatomy.
Well, I mean, looks can be deceiving. Maybe my other mouths are hidden.
He looks you up and
Or
down.
maybe. Or maybe not. But I was thinking maybe for a friend, if do you have like a delivery service? It would be on this
no,
plane, probably not too far.
Where to? We know gift. We don't believe in gift wrapping here.
Gratz's Palace?
Yeah. Well, Gratz has his own instruments that he.
Well, it's not for Gratz. It's, someone who spends her time there.
Well, he is a repeat customer, so yes, we can deliver to the palace. 50 crowns for that one.
Well, that's not bad at all. And I think I will definitely do that.
Okay.
I noticed you got a very, very fancy loot behind you, sir. Could you tell me a little bit about it?
This lute was played by the great musician Das. It allows you to summon birds and other small woodland creatures to you, and can protect you from poison and fire.
That is quite amazing. Just how much would something like that run me?
150 crown.
That's all. That is very good. Do you have anything else in that price range? Something little protection magic?
In that price range? Well,
Or maybe even more expensive.
we in that price range, for protection, we have this interesting item, and I actually have to look up what this instrument is because I don't know what a cittern is.
Isn't it like a guitar that you have laying down flat on the table and play
That's a
it?
sitar. Okay, so you look like it looks like a cross between a violin and a lute.
Okay.
And uh, it but it has more strings. Like it looks like it's the evolution of a mandolin. And this one can make your skin as tough as bark and can help cure wounds. It can also obscure your enemy's vision if played correctly.
Oh, wow.
If
how
you
much would
want
this one be?
something a little bit more expensive, we have this. We have this mandolin and this lyre here.
Ooh.
The this mandolin is very similar to the previous one. Can heal your wounds. Can stop. Can cure you of adverse spells and protect you from lightning damage, from getting struck by lightning. And this lyre can allow you to shape the very rocks under your feet and summon a wall of fire or wind for you.
And how much would these be?
These are quite a bit more expensive. These are 800 crown.
Wow. Tell you what. If I buy one of these, would you throw in the doohickey and
He says a
delivery for
name, but
free?
it's an infernal. You can't. Well, make a persuasion check for that, please.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, that actually works with how low the creature's wisdom is. Oh, of course. You buy either the mandolin or the lyre, and I will throw in the for free.
So give me one moment. And he'll get back on his ring.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, buddy.
Yes.
I think I'm going to cash in on that reward.
All right.
How many crowns did you say it was?
5,000 crowns.
Okay.
You suddenly feel your pockets get heavy with coin.
Thank you. Does the ring disappear? Or?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get it. My friend is gone.
Mm-hmm.
But then I forked over the 800 crown.
Okay. So which one do you want? Do you want the mandolin or the lyre?
I want the mandolin.
Okay. So once per day, you can it allows you to cast Cure Wounds. This is a 10A.
Yeah.
Oh, you see it on the thing, right?
Yeah. No, I knew what you were talking about when you started to list them off.
Okay.
So yeah, can I? Hey, Rendell, yeah, some paper that I could use. Maybe a pen, not your magic one, like one I can write handwritten.
Sure. I've got some vellum in here and some writing implements.
Okay. And he's just gonna write a nice little note. I'm very sorry. You're incredibly beautiful, and I did not mean to treat you the way that I did. I realize that time moves differently here, and with a little practice, well, maybe we can do some other things next time I'm through. Music is the language of love, Marlowe. And I'll fold it up. You can deliver this with the.
Now I'll make a persuasion check with advantage. I'll give you advantage because you actually said what the letter said.
Boom. Love knows no bounds.
Okay.
Quasit is moved by your emotions.
And he'll give her the directions on who to give this to.
Okay. The instrument is sent off. You get back
This can't end badly.
No, it can't end badly at all. You get back in the carriage and head back to the material plane. Okay. So the
Yeah. Hey, full moon. Full moon.
What? Huh? What? Do you need something?
Yeah. I was wondering if I could borrow Miss Bag for just a moment.
Do you need some privacy?
What do you do with the bag?
Hands the bag over and turns away from him.
Okay. Um, Marlo puts a bunch of crowns in that bag.
Okay, so 4,200 crowns. Take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, 4,000 crowns. He keeps 200 on him.
Okay. So you guys, that it for errands in the abyss?
Yeah, we got rid of the book. We found Marlowe's lover, and we were able to get some other items.
Is it possible to ask around for that description of a world that may have 7 moons, trains and ships that fly in the sky, men
Sure.
of metal creatures born of ancient shifters?
Okay, make a persuasion check. Rindle, you have disadvantage on this unless somebody wants to help him out.
I've got Arazu to help. Oh no, he can't help me here. Never
No,
Yeah,
mind.
I can also.
I definitely don't want his help.
I'll offer to help him.
Okay, so make it straight then, because Full Moon's helping you out.
So just a reminder, guys.
Or
I just
actually, you could also decide to make a charisma investigation check if you wanted to, but I don't know.
Persuasion is trained. I don't think that I did investigation, so this is probably just better.
Aren't you a PI?
No,
Uh,
I was a deal broker.
oh yeah.
Like I hooked up, merchants with markets with merchants and things like that.
Okay.
Aspiring Crossroads Demon and all. So that's my persuasion check straight up.
Okay, it's no really. You didn't offend anybody, but no one seems to really know what you're talking about. It was a little it was a little vague, and
Yeah, that's fair. and I trust that Arazu hasn't chimed in with any. Hey, I know what the hell that is. So
No.
Very well. I tried. It was the old college try. No Eberron for you today.
hmm Okay, so you guys then go back to Ravinia, right? Okay. You guys, so you pop back into existence. You're right outside the gates of Ravinia. It's a huge city. In fact, I wouldn't say gates. You're outside the because so it's describing the city is a little weird. At the center was the original city, which you can still see that old fortress from here. Surrounding that is a wall that goes all the way to the coastline, and that's basically you would know as the merchant district. But you guys basically pop into some farmer's field out in the middle of the boonies, and that's actually most of what's taking up the land now is just a bunch of peasants and farmers that seem to provide most of the food for the actual city. They're extremely poor. Essentially, they're indentured servants, although they're not called that here. Like they don't own the land they're farming. Somebody at the city owns the land.
They're serfs.
Yeah, but officially not serfs. They are officially citizens of the city, but
Semantics.
yeah.
Very well. Either way, I'm driving us to the city. So
Okay. Trundle along. The roads here are not well maintained. In this part, there's a section of the city. It's a little bumpy. Fortunately, your carriage is what your carriage is, so you don't get bounced around too much. You do get a lot of stairs, and at least like some rotten fruit gets thrown at your carriage as you pass by. Um, from some of the like younger, like teenage kids are yelling obscenities about stay out of our um, stay out of our land, blue blood, and a bunch of other things like that. But trundle along to the gates. Okay, so you see two humans, spears in hand. Halt! Who? What the hell is? They're just like staring at your carriage, gawking. Uh, my lord, I'm sorry. Well, why are you why are you out and about in this with these dregs, my lord?
We had a long journey, got a little sidetracked, lost our escorts. His lordship is very displeased with me, but I did manage to get us here intact and I tapped the side of the carriage, without a scratch on her. But
I'm surprised. Usually, they don't. The people here are near rebellion. They usually do not take kindly to.
that explains the produce that they threw, and I was barely able to evade.
Well, let's get you inside the city. You'll have to check in with the magistrate.
Of course, it's not my first time.
So the gates open up, and as you see, and you see, you do have a crowd behind you, but the guards all kind of, as soon as you pass by, cross their spears and look menacingly at the crowd. As you
Cool.
enter the city, gates just
I-
shut behind you. Now you're in the middle class district. For the most part, these are actually well maintained homes. Most of them are timber framed, cobblestone streets, which is a little bumpy on a carriage's wheels. But and about every 3 blocks or so, there's a plaza with like some type of fountain. You actually, unlike modern day, where you actually see people filling up jugs in these fountains, though. You can tell there's probably a robust sewer system as well underneath the ground. You're not entirely sure how it works.
I love civilization. So yeah, keeping my eyes peeled for said magistrate's office so that we might.
About the second plaza you come to, you see the crest of the city above. You can tell that this is probably one of the magistrate's offices. It's basically a police station.
Cool. I will pull up there and I will get down like a dutiful carriage driver, walk to the door. I will open it and lean in and say, one of us should probably be of higher station and blood when we check in. If someone is up to playing the part, I'll be the dutiful carriage driver.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna have to explain. So this is while the center is elven, most of the city is human, and the city is also known for being wildly racist.
And Mist has my ring of the disguise ring. She took it with her.
Pretty much all the races are cordoned off in different zones. So it like.
Oh, we have a halfling. He can pretend to be a human, young.
Well, you have a human too.
Young noble. We do. Who's a human?
Marlowe's a human.
Marlo's human.
But you're in each.
Not an actor.
There is a dwarf section of the city, but it's in stereotypical actually closer to on the other side of where you guys appeared, near more of the mountainous regions.
Would we know that the drow is not liked here, so I can stay in the carriage, kind of thing?
Actually, the drow are more of a curiosity here. there is no real. In fact, as an elf, you're still ranked in terms of city hierarchy higher than even humans. Um, but you're
I'm-
also but the rest of the elves don't like you all that much. You're kind of in that weird in between setup here in terms of how how the city ranks people. Yeah.
So who's gonna play the part? I don't mind helping.
I think that there's only one man who fits the bill, apparently.
Since I do have my Unterwalt costume.
So you want to change into your big poofy
Yep.
fat suit?
Mm-hmm.
You do real. It's a stage costume, so like it's not the best looking thing in the up close. It has some issues.
That's okay.
Okay. So your rotund form after getting into this thing kind of steps out of the carriage.
I'm going to use minor illusion to add some jewelry.
Okay. Well, it has jewelry on it. It's just it's costume jewelry, but your minor illusion kind of makes it look like real gems. Um,
And I'll use prestidigitation to clean them up as much as I can.
What can I do for you?
the
You're
you go into the
wasting my time. I've had a very hard time on the road. And if it wasn't for my very, very talented Dwarven Carriage Master, you should always get a Dwarven Carriage Master. They are the best.
sorry, sir. What did you say your name was? We really weren't expecting you. He looks terrified. This
You
poor
don't know what my
Despler.
name is.
Well,
Are you new?
I'm really sorry, Your Grace.
Why don't you ask your friends what my name is? Why
Like
don't you find that out if you're capable?
he, and he just kind of bolts off into the thing to like, we have a rather rotund gentleman outside. He's very pissed. You hear this? Very pissed off. What's his name? I don't know. He said that you would know him. Yeah, you hear a bickering back and forth. Who's ever he's talking to is, and you just let him sit outside or sit in the lobby. You then hear a smack, like somebody getting hit, and then this kind of salt and pepper looking person. I am so sorry, Your Grace. Of course, we know who you are. I will. If you could just sign here, like he has it's not a clipboard, but he has a book, and it's just sign here, and we will get you on your way. We will get you to the nobles district.
I don't believe you.
You don't.
If you know who I am, say who I am. Show me the proper tribute.
Of course.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a deception check for me, please.
Can
like
I
any-
assist him as his
Exactly.
steward
yeah,
here?
yeah. You have advantage because they're all helping you out.
You came with an entourage.
Ooh.
With advantage. Well, and it looks like he's like looking at like a movement schedule, like some type, like he has like some type of like notes under in another book. I'm so sorry. Like he gives you a look over the colors and your general description. Of course, Baron Vivaldi.
and he signs it.
Baron Vivaldi.
Actually, he signs it like he doesn't sign Baron Vivaldi. He just signs Vivaldi, and he signs it just like a really large V,
Mhm.
I, and then like trails off.
Okay.
Now stop wasting my time.
Okay. Wait. You're clear to enter the nobles district.
And where can I get some good chicken? I don't mean. Look, I'm going to go to the castle, and I've got my cooks with their 30 years of culinary training. But right now, I just want a good fried chicken. Before my wife puts me on her diet.
Well, there's the Headless Horseman Inn just the next plaza down. It has some of the best food this side of the city.
The Headless Horseman Inn.
Yes.
Are they discreet?
Yes, they have a somewhat macabre sense of humor, but
They better be. If you think I'm bad, you should meet my wife.
I believe you, sir.
I forgot what is customary for gratuity at this entrance.
Gratuity? They actually are genuinely confused by that question.
Gratuity.
I don't think I understand.
For
my
a
lord.
job well done.
Well,
My
we
God.
get paid
You
our own
must
salaries.
never do a job well done. And he'll hand him.
Personally, or are you going to signal for your person to do that for you?
Yeah, no, yeah, he'll signal.
Okay.
Please pay the man.
Of course, my lordship. And Rindo will kind of step forward, and he'll bring out a coin and roll it along his knuckles so that it's in his palm, and then look to shake his hand. And yeah, he kind of presses that coin into the handshake, and he's like, I would recommend against his lordship's advice about meeting his wife and stick to the discretion about his lordship's presence and destination.
Of course. And the coin
Thank
gets taken. You do see, like, the. Did you hand it to the kid or to the salt and pepper guy?
Whichever one was doing most of the talking.
It was the salt and pepper guy. So he
Salt and
kind of
pepper
looks down at the. You gave him just a single gold, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I didn't know what coin you gave him.
Yeah.
He looks at it and is like, "Thank you, your lordship." And he doesn't say it to you. He says it.
So I'd like to lean my head out of the cart pretty much when he's done talking. You, good sir. Your name, by chance?
And seeing you, his eyes go wide. Oh my.
Name?
I'm William.
Where are we headed? Is there a food taster? If not, you are the new food taster there. And I put my head back in.
The kid looks at his boss. I'll do it, William. I'll do it, Luke, Sergeant. I might as well. And I'll taste the food for the Baron.
What you said, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a free meal.
Okay. Where should I ride? Or do you want me to walk? I'll walk. And he just starts running off.
If you must.
He bolts.
Thank you for very little. And have a pleasant day. As he
Of
walks
course,
back
your
to his
lordship.
carriage.
Thank you so much. And William stalks back off into his office.
And very loudly he's like, I think we're gonna need a new carriage. It gets smaller every day. He waddles back inside.
So you go to the Headless Horseman Inn? You gonna change out of your costume, or are you gonna?
Do we get directions, or just told us in that direction?
No, he said that it was the next plaza over, and he pointed out the directions. Basically, to you guys approach from the north, east. It would be southwest. So yeah. As I said, the directions are a little weird because it's like a wheel. So, and the entire southern section is taken up by the bay, like of how everything works. So,
Yeah, I get out of the costume.
okay,
I don't stay in it.
okay.
I mean, if we want chicken, we can go. I was just doing that, I was into the part.
But what are we doing with him, the food taster?
The food taster ran off to the inn.
Right, but if he goes there and we don't show up now,
I mean,
We
I
can go there and
suppose
meet him.
I could go.
We can meet him and we can say our master changed his mind. He doesn't want this food anymore.
that works. I just, don't like loose ends.
Or we just go in and we pick it up and we say the master doesn't, go into inns like this.
That also works. And
And
then
we
you
buy
can
him
still
some
get your
chicken
chicken.
because we wasted his time. And we
Sure.
make him eat it because he's the food taster.
I like it.
Okay.
No loose ends. I like it.
So you guys go into the Headless Horseman Inn. It is, it's a well furnished inn, but a little on the macabre side, as indicated by the name. You also realize that when you said headless, there is a statue of a centaur without a head.
Like the statue was made that way, or like someone took the head off. And
Like somebody
they just
took the
never
head
bothered
off.
to-
And yeah, it's as soon as you get in, you see your food taster Timothy. Like, oh, is the master coming in? Is his lordship coming in? I cleared tables, and you see, like, the entire area is empty. There's just a poor waiter, like, shaking.
Who goes in?
Yeah, who's going in?
I thought the undisguised Marlowe was going in.
Okay, then this guy's Marlowe will go in. Sure.
I'll go in too.
Okay.
Well, hello. You must be my brother's taster.
Oh.
Sorry, that came out not so great.
I suppose you're significantly less.
Yes, well, I'm
Boisterous?
significantly less rich.
But you're still a
And he
noble.
eats his troubles.
Very sad. I have this food. We have this food. I haven't tasted it yet. I figured you would want to see me taste it before.
Oh, by all means.
So he like carves off a little slice off of the breast
And then I reach over and as he goes to grab it, I take it.
Mhm.
Cut from that side.
and cuts another piece. He goes ahead and eats it.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah, doesn't taste poisoned.
Would you
Although,
know what poison
I-
tastes like?
Well, no.
You're gonna need some training.
Okay. How?
But
thought
I
you just
appreciate
ate, and if you don't die, then that means that it's not poisoned, right?
I suppose.
Well, I'm still alive. I think.
Like I'll
Unless
be
it's
like,
slow acting poison, and we'll both be dead tomorrow.
His the color just drains out.
I'll be like, is that like a hive that you got going on right there? Is that rash breaking out? Right there on your neck.
Oh, I suddenly feel kind of itchy myself.
Are you?
That's a little
This
odd.
poor kid is about to piss himself.
Oh,
That's why
and
it's
that tingling. Do you feel that tingling under your tongue? I feel that tingling under my tongue.
That's not a good sign.
My tongue's gonna fall off. No, not my tongue.
And then Marla just starts laughing and slaps the kid on the back. I'm kidding. Here. Why'd you? My brother is not coming in. He does not come into places like this. He eats in dining halls. We're getting the stuff to go.
Oh, okay. I can box. He thinks about boxing. I'm like, just take the plate. Just take.
But you did very well,
Thank you.
and I'll give him 2 gold.
Okay, he takes the 2 gold, and just scared, or just like frightenedly walks out and just is looking at the 2 gold in terror.
And then I give the waiter a gold for their trouble with clearing off the table. And does it look like somebody who might be the owner?
Yeah. There's somebody like it right past the kitchen, but you can kind of see him because he looks like he's sticking his head out, watching the whole thing.
I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. And then I'll put 5 gold on the counter. And then
Okay.
You take the chicken?
oh yeah, I take the chicken.
I'm gonna try some of the chicken.
It's good
It's
fried chicken.
probably good chicken, right?
Yeah.
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 You can
This is
tell
really
that it's
good.
super fresh. Like they probably had just been killed and plucked that morning, and then fried as soon as the order came in.
Like we'll have to come here sometime when we're not, causing trouble.
Oh, when are we not causing trouble?
I know.
So where are you guys headed now? Because I know where you guys were originally headed. You can see the 2 wizard towers like in the distance. They actually create they look like they're in a constant state of construction, as though whenever one builds one tower higher, the other one starts building theirs just slightly taller than the other one. So they're just ungodly tall, and they're on opposite sides of the elven section of the city. They're in the human section, but they're like flanking the elven section. But they're the tallest things around, and like it looks like they're gonna fall over. They don't look architecturally sound.
Which one looks less sound than the other?
The one that's currently trying to build, like they're both janky as hell, but one of them has scaffolding attached because it's slightly shorter than the other one and is building
Gotcha. So
up.
he's the one right now with something to prove. So we're gonna go to that one, and we're gonna play this like the other guy has said it can't be done. Is everybody on board with this? Okay, I am driving to that particular tower then.
Okay.
Okay, so what exactly are we trying to get out of the tower?
Information on this world that has 7 moons, arcane trains, ships flying in the sky, men of metal, and creatures born of ancient shifters, because that is apparently where our good friend Mist has run off to.
Okay, well, we're there come to mind would possibly join to a fortune teller and possibly find a library while we're here if we can get information from that person.
So fortune tellers actually are going to be actually on the kind of poorer end of like the area you guys went through. The traveling folk who are more and entertainers are usually kept to there or just inside the merchant walls. They're not really regarded well. The the libraries are almost universally in the elven section.
So would you like me to drop you off at the Elven section, Full Moon, on our way to the tower? You'll probably be able to move about much easier without the rest of us in that section of town, I would think.
I'm pretty sure regardless of where I move, I won't be able to move around freely. If you look at my clothes.
Isn't that just a hand wave away?
I think it'd be safer to ride in the carriage. Plus, it's a lot more comfortable than walking.
Okay. Well, we're heading to the tower first. We'll hit a library after. In case we strike out.
Okay, so the one under construction is pretty much made out of a bunch of white stones. It's not really marble. It's just they have a very set theme going on. It's all white and silver. It seems to contrast the one that's currently fully built, which is all like dark iron and black stone. But like, it's just they seem to be trying to contrast with each other as much as possible. You do see kind of leaning against the entrance to the tower is a kind of a mousy looking tiefling girl that's just like scribbling notes on like a desk.
I'm gonna drop down from the carriage and I'm going to walk over there and stop before her. And when she finally looks up, I will give her the nod and say, "He's expecting me, correct?"
The Master Barrios expects everybody. He
Precisely.
sees all and knows all.
So we're cleared to go up then. Thank you. And then I'm gonna tap on the side of the
dare
carriage.
consult with the? You can tell. I almost get the sense she's reading off a script. Do you dare consult with the beyond?
I've like already turned away from her from the moment she acknowledged that of course he's expecting us and rapped on the side of the carriage and said, "Let's go." And I'm making my way for the door.
Wait. Like she finally gets done with her spiel. I'm like, wait. Despite the Master Barrios' infinite knowledge, he rarely deigns to look down at the minutia. His brain is so full with the inner workings of the cosmos. What shall I announce your name as?
Well, if you're going to refer to me as Minutia again, you're going to want to rethink how you ask me for my name.
Do you dare insult the right hand of the great Master Barrios? Barrios with a single finger could strike down your form without even trying.
I think maybe you and your master haven't talked in a while, because he wouldn't talk about me like that. He knows me. He knows what I'm also capable of, and that's why I'm going into the tower now. If you'd like to run along and let him know his expected guests have arrived, you're welcome to. And then I'm just gonna
Make a persuasion. Make an intimidation check.
Yeah, she
Okay,
ain't scared.
No, she is. She's like a
Oh.
level 2. She's like a level 1
I
town
was aiming
crier.
for bravado, not fear, but cool. Run along.
She actually like picks up some stuff. Master, your expected guests are here. What? I'm not expecting anybody.
Surely not. The great Barrios knows and sees all. Of course he's expecting us. Our coming has been foretold for at least 48 hours.
There's just some dead silence, and then the door kind of swings open a little bit. It is actually just a door, so there's no way the carriage is fitting in. You're muted.
Oh, no, I'm on the ground already because I dropped off to talk to her.
Right.
I wrapped on the side, and I'm leading the way in for anyone who decides to come along because I said, let's go.
I'll go in.
Yeah, Marlo follow.
Okay, so as you guys enter, it's much, much bigger on the inside than is physically possible, like in terms of the floor space. But it does have tower stairs spiraling up. But when you end up entering it, it looks like a actually fairly comfortable looking like foyer to a larger domicile. But the staircase actually is in the middle of this floor, but it expands out and you can see rooms and kitchens, and a bunch of trays are floating around and various beakers bubbling.
Yes, we're all terribly impressed. I'm just going to go ahead and press on
You're just going
up those
the
stairs.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing my best not to be impressed, even if something did impress me, which it hasn't yet.
So you continue on. As soon as you actually pass, you go up like 20 feet, and then it seems like you pass through something, and now you're in the dimensions now make a lot more sense. And you just continue up like the first few floors, there seems to be uses for them. Most of them are like laboratories and various libraries, and like you start getting like to the 5th floor, you realize that you haven't seen anything useful in a while. Again, it just seems to be being made to be tall. As you get to the top of it, you actually see a very well-built gentleman, probably in his late 40s. Looks like he's very muscular, and he's just like hammering at a wall. You can see various tools flying up and like laying. I want to say grout, but it's not grout when you're doing masonry. The stuff in
Mortar?
between. Yeah, mortar. But between stones, and he's lifting up.
So is it open at the top?
Because it's being built. What do you want?
Does this voice match the one we heard across the rock? Downstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah? I say, Mighty Barrios, are you owning up to not having anticipated this? I mean, your counterpart knew we were coming.
Yes, well, he always had a little bit better grasp of divination than I do. But
Oh, well, I guess that means we're wasting our time because we were actually looking for divination, and he said it could not possibly be done.
what could not possibly be done? Everything can be done in the world of the arcane. Conk.
Are you sure? Because you just said that he was better at you than this, and he said it can't be done.
I said he was better at divination. I did not say he was better at magic. I said he was better at divination. What do you want?
Very well.
And he always lacked a certain creative streak. All he focused on was his arcane power. The curiosity. Look at the way he treats his body, frail.
He did lack a certain flair that, as you can see, we do personally also appreciate, as I'm still wearing my decked out black and silver tuxedo from the City of Brass. And I'll say, very well. We had an encounter with some Slotty who kidnapped a friend of ours. However, they escaped Pandemonium before we could catch up to them. And let me tell you, it was no mean task tracking across Pandemonium for us. I'm sure it would have been paltry for you, or maybe that guy. I didn't ask him if he was capable of such feats. But we know our friend has been taken now to another material plane, for which my consultations with the Dreamer gave me a description.
Let me stop you there. There is only one material plane. There are multiple realms on the material plane, but there is only one material plane.
Excellent. You were paying attention.
He's
And
still,
now
by the way, like mortaring and lifting
Mhm.
stones.
And I'm basically going to verbatim the description given by the Dreamer as what we have to work with.
You want Eberron.
Eberron,
Eberron?
I've never heard of that one.
I have. You can buy those weird, like flat guitars that don't make any sound at the Hard Rock Cafe at Eberron.
Eberron is a world brimming with magic. Unfortunately, getting there is difficult.
I don't understand what you mean by difficult. I mean, what makes it difficult than any other world?
Well,
Did you
first
say-
of all, in order to teleport there, you have to first in order to teleport anywhere, you first need to have been there. Otherwise, you're going to because he's like I'm actually very well versed in the essence of conjuration magic and transmutation magic, and if in order to teleport somewhere on the material plane that you haven't ever been, you will always end up having a certain degree of failure. It's just how teleportation works. Understand?
More than you would think. However, I have a means of circumventing such problems, as has already been proven. So, yeah, what makes it so difficult? I'm still
And
not
what
following.
method of circumventing do you have? If you were talking
I've-
about plane shifting, Eberron you can't plane shift to either. Clunk.
So you can't plane shift there at all. No
Not
outsiders.
directly.
Not directly.
The
What do you mean?
the 7 moons of Eberron are functionally their own inner plane sphere. Anytime you try to plane shift to Eberron, you'll be trapped in the Kyber belt. That is not something you want to want to experience.
Is it like really tight? Like you can't breathe?
More like you will be pelted with stones the size of small tigers traveling into your body at 3,000 kilometers a second.
That does sound like a bit of a problem for my carriage. I don't think the armor rating is quite that potent. So, how would someone well versed in such matters circumvent the challenges to get to Eberron then?
You'll need a ship.
A ship. My carriage is definitely not a ship.
You'll have to transport through the Astral Sea, through the Phlogiston.
Okay, Astral, that can be done. We'll have to book passage.
Navigate the Kyber belt, and then find your friend on the planet.
Do you have a map?
No.
It's gonna be more difficult then.
I understand why that. It is not impossible, though.
I mean, he
lacks
said it was pretty
creativity.
impossible. I mean,
It's pretty difficult, but it is not impossible. If you can
Hmm.
find a spell jammer, you'll be able to you that's your first task to do so.
I mean, like anyone can say something's possible once their friend says it's impossible, but until it's proven, it's still quantified as impossible, not just improbable.
Make a persuasion check with advantage. You are playing to his pride pretty well. Okay. Fine. If we will you let me get back to building my tower if I just to tell you where to find one of these ships? I have 3 that I've been keeping an eye on.
Sure, we are in a bit of a hurry, I suppose, so if your information plays out, we won't come back.
The Githzerai recently just captured a Githyanki astral freighter. They, by the name of the Astral Razor, it is currently being held at their temple.
You have a temple here?
In Limbo. I can get you there if you need the assistance, but it sounds like you have a way of
Oh, absolutely. I can get to Limbo tomorrow. The carriage requires recharging. Sadly, it's a once-a-day type system.
I have good word that the Inquisition has procured one such a ship 200 years ago. It currently sits underneath their island. They have no idea what they have, just that it's so magical that they're scared of it.
Oh, would you mind giving us a
And a
letter of
third.
recommendation so that we can see it without spooking them even more?
The Inquisition and I have no love for each other, I'm afraid.
And the third one you said you had your eye on?
It's out in the boonies of this world. It's in a sunken temple near some god-awful place known as Kolkarin's Rest.
Oh, we're very familiar with Kolkarin's Rest, sadly. Yeah, that is pretty out there. Very well.
A sunken temple.
Sunken temple.
To who?
To the dreamer.
Huh. Is there like multiple sunken temples to the Dreamer by Kolkarin's Rest?
There's a... Not that I'm aware of.
We can work with that. I'm fairly confident that I know exactly what temple we need to look at for that, and it seems like the one that has the fewest constraints to work around. Well, I suppose a deal's a deal for now. We'll get out of your hair, and if your information pans out, we'll be sure to let the entire city know that you proved your compatriot completely wrong. However, if we die, I'm fairly confident he'll be sure to let everyone know that he proved you wrong, because I may have insulted him on the way out the door saying that I didn't believe him and I was checking with you. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and see which one of you is actually right today.
Well, have a good trip. And
I got some chicken. Are you hungry? It's not completely hot anymore. I mean, it was better fresh, but it's pretty good chicken.
No, my wife prepared my meal, and it looks long. It looks like a salad.
I do give him some information about the stonework, how he can do it better and quicker and more efficiently.
At which point he actually brightens and thanks you for that one.
Yeah, like since you're all into like conjuration and stuff, and isn't there an easier way than just like laying brick?
Just because something is easier does not make it better.
Right. I mean, I know I'm not trying to insult. Your home is beautiful. I mean, my friend's not so impressed. They've seen a lot. I was impressed. I mean, it's just a shame that it's so much smaller on the outside.
Yes, it is. But I do not have. Unfortunately, that has no reflection of my power or my expertise in building, and more the politics and economics of this godforsaken city.
You could go above and beyond the local politics.
I have no desire to forcibly remove people from their homes. Although I could. He actually looks like he's considering it for a bit. Things better.
It doesn't even have to tie back to you. I could probably arrange a very discreet deal through intermediaries to have your whims worked.
Thank you. I prefer to handle things myself. And have
As
Or
you
you know,
wish.
like maybe when we're crossing the realms, we'll find like the realm of bricks. There's probably a realm of bricks. There's a realm of everywhere else.
Rindle's
the one
flat
that
out
you
face
can't bust
palming
a cup and, like,
but
throw it
there's
down.
just face palming going on.
Okay, I think so. I think that's where we'll stop.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. This was fun.
Yep.
See you.
See ya.
See some of you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Chester.
Which one are you doing the vampire one tomorrow?
Yeah.
How is that? Is the new edition, is it pretty cool?
It's a lot better than previous editions. The new hunger mechanic makes a lot more sense. It
Is that the one